Hi. I haven't had a rant for quite a while, and don't consider this as a rant, but basically it's to say, hey, the year's winding up, it's nearly over, and a whole new year's going to become a whole bunch of new opportunities, and I wish everybody a fantastic Christmas and a great new year. And thank you for all your support this year and in the previous years. We've had a tremendous amount of success this year, but you'll see about all that on the website, and I'm not really going to go on about it now. What I do want to talk about briefly is something that I've put together, and I know that we do this through just our general course of events here at TAFTA, which nobody else does, and that is talk about the business of acting. Not just about acting, styles, character, and all that other jazz. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't know what to do, where to go, what questions need answered, you're just not going to make it because you don't have that information. Information about what the business is like and what the business expects from you, what you should expect from the business in Australia and in America, because we are now operating in two fields. TAFTA USA is growing and will be even much bigger next year than it is now. We will be associated with a number of very important people over there, as we are already, but particularly with casting directors, managers, and also immigration lawyers, or lawyers, should I say. But all that is for you to learn in the future. What I have put together is an all-day seminar. You can't call it a workshop, but it's a seminar, and it's called The Business of Acting. And just briefly, I know because I've been asked these questions so many times at various workshops that I do, and sometimes a lot of time is wasted in answering that and not getting on with the business of what that workshop might be all about. So just briefly, I want to tell you that this Business of Acting workshop, which I will be running, it will be both myself and Jessica, who's due back from America next week, and she goes back again next year, obviously, because she now runs TAFTA USA, which is the LA experience, amongst other things. And that whole program is going to get much bigger next year, but we will talk about that at another time. However, for the moment, the business of acting, important things like what chances of success do you really have? People ask me that, and they're all ages, you know, and we have answers to that. Where do you begin? Does talent actually mean anything? How is talent measured? Who matters and who doesn't? Why? Does it matter where you've studied? Does anybody really care about a BA or otherwise in acting? What really matters? What really matters for you to succeed? What business acumen do you need? And that's why this is called the business of acting. We're going to cover topics like which are going to be both pleasant and unpleasant to some people. We're going to talk about agents. How necessary is one? How do I get one? What should my agent be doing? What should my agent not be doing? Agency commission structures. How to keep agents accountable. Common misconceptions about agents. I often hear things like, my agent doesn't get me any work. Do you understand that that actually is not your agent's role? Come to this seminar and you're going to find out. Also about managers, not really applicable in Australia, but certainly in the USA, how they manage, where they fit in the scheme of things. Do you really need one if you go over there? Casting directors, the entire casting process, which I see is continually misunderstood or not understood at all, and people don't understand the process. Dealing with submissions, how they operate in the US, the audition versus the self-test, etc. Marketing, what does self-marketing entail? How can it make a difference to you? Do you know what you should be doing, what you should not be doing, where you're wasting your time and where you're not? Headshots. Now this is your vital tool, your calling card, but there's a difference between headshots in Australia and the US. One does not necessarily work for the other. The showreel, facts and fiction about showreels, how it can help maximize the effectiveness of your showreel, the cost. Showreels in Australia versus showreels in the US. There is a vast difference in that. Pilot season, when should you go? When should you definitely not go? The pros and cons of actually being there. Work permits, the O1, B1, J1, all kinds. And the green card. And what is the criteria for a green card or an O1, all that? All that will be supplied to you. And then finally, maybe training, the facts, where you should train. Does training really matter? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it actually doesn't. And coming from a school, that's going to be quite a surprise for you to hear that. But that's a fact. Will it make a difference? The relevance of a BA or an MA, etc. Does training background make a difference to an agent, casting director, producer, distributor, or director? Or do we simply go down to the fact that this business is about getting into the room and showing who you are? So come to the Business of Acting seminar. It'll be worth your while.